Hello, dear Leo. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your November 2021 horoscope. And we're going to be looking at placing that sun, moon, or rising sign on your first house. So if you do have Leo as a sun, moon, or rising, then Scorpio season is activating that fourth house, making a square to that rising sign, or if your sun and moon is placed on that first house. And when we're dealing with squares, there's tension. And if you notice certain patterns that may arise, is that November has you working really hard, or it has you also thinking a lot about your home, about what gives you some emotional security. And also there may be some things going on with a mother figure or a feminine figure in some form of, I'll say, mothering, or the way in which you may nurture yourself or have some form of emotional nurturing from someone in your life. Now, it can also, this is not really gender-based, it's more of the quality of it. And because we're working with Scorpio, you're looking at forming really strong emotional bonds, as well as deep and penetrating transformative energy here. And in the fourth house, some of you may be looking at ways in which you can transform your home environment, or the things that you really need. This is your roots, your foundation, that you need to feel really safe and secure. And right now, it may feel as though there's a lot of uncertainty and you've been in this sort of in-between space. Well, we have a new moon on November 4th, and it's going to be creating a square, a grand fixed square, happening with Uranus and with Saturn, and then, of course, to your sun, moon, or rising sign. And this affects that 4th, 7th, 10th, first house. So you're looking at ways in which you can relate to the foundations that you're trying to create for yourself, so that you can show up in the world. You can really allow others to feel as though they have some stability with you. But unfortunately, at this new moon, it could, leading up to it, and maybe even a day or two after the new moon, it could have you feeling a little unstable, so that then you can look at some of the cracks in the foundation and say, how do I fix this? Some of you may be also taking relationship very seriously and really looking at, okay, I want to transform my home environment, or I want to transform my private life so that I can set up a daily routine and welcome maybe new health habits and new ways in which I can have this partnership, and we're now in lockstep together. We want to create a plan. And I say this because Venus moves into Capricorn right after this new moon on November 5th into your 6th house, which has to do with daily routines and habits and health and the way in which we go about our daily lives. And with Venus in Capricorn, she takes things very seriously here. She attracts also professionals, or those maybe of an older, more mature nature. And what you may find is that this is a perfect opportunity for you to draw in a professional that can maybe feng shui your house, or maybe it's somebody who is not just your physical home, but somebody's coming in and helping to rearrange your psychological home, so that you can show up as that partner, whether you are already in a bonded, established relationship, or if you are single and dating and looking to date, you want to show up in a way that says, I really feel good about me. I take relationships seriously, and I take my health seriously. And I want to establish some things here that give me the ability to look and to become the partner that I know I am and I can be. Mercury entering Scorpio November 6th also activates that 4th house, meaning there's going to be some really deep and penetrating conversations, maybe around internally with yourself first, and then you may ask your partner, or you may, and this is business or personal, but we're always looking for that deeper connection with someone special. So I venture to say that this has a lot more to do with the personal relationship than professional, but you're most likely looking for a deeper connection through intimacy and trust with someone that's important to you. Remember that in Capricorn, the sixth house, it's making a sextile to your fourth house, which means opportunities for you to establish new routines. Also, you may find that you receive some form of resources from maybe a mother figure or someone who is an authority that allows you to be able to do some of the things that you want to get done. And you may be really determined to go, okay, now I've pushed a reset button and I can actually go about setting in motion, maybe paying off some debt or putting in that new health routine. Maybe I hire a trainer or I join a particular exercise modality like a yoga studio or a CrossFit gym or something like that, because I want to improve myself so that I can be with my partner on a longer term basis, or so that I can attract someone who's ready for a relationship and wants to put it into place. Mars, Mercury squaring off with Saturn and the moon on November 10th. It does have a challenge here with that square. This is your fourth and seventh house. So relationship again, partnership again, comes under the lens of tension. But keep in mind that we need these squares in order to grow. Yes, there's growing pains, and we do have that tendency to get overwhelmed sometimes when we're in the middle of it. So try not to lose the bigger picture, but do keep in mind, just a little pin on the map, that around that second week of November, it could have a heavy feeling. It could have this feeling of you want to get certain things done. You're trying to communicate and trying to drive your opinions or your ideas forward, and yet you're being restricted. Or maybe you're even working with something that got stirred up. You hired a professional to walk through the psychological stuff with you, and maybe some things got stirred up that just don't feel good. You're having to release it. Maybe there's some grief or even depression that can set in. And so this is a time where you really want to lean in on your support system. And I'm not saying that this is going to be a terrible thing, because what may happen for you, especially as we get into the rest of the month and we have a partial lunar eclipse in your 10th house and your fourth, is that as you walk through the tension and you really allow yourself to look in the mirror and say, I know I am worthy. I know I have value. I know I can shine. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and work really hard to be safe, secure within myself, so that then I can let go, because eclipses are about finalization. I can truly let go of the past. That fourth house is past. And I can step into my future, which is my 10th house. And that may be that you're stepping into a new leadership role. Maybe there's a new client that comes to you that sets you up pretty, in your business, if you're a business owner. Or it could be that you are dating and you meet this person who actually elevates your reputation. And as they say, a lot of times the person that we partner with is a reflection of ourselves. And so this is a beautiful time for you to say, I'm no longer single, now I'm in coupledom. If you've been dating somebody a while, this could be a time where you declare, hey, we're exclusive, we're a couple, we're out in public and letting people know this. It also could be the opposite. If there is a toxic relationship, business or professional, that you have been dealing with, then you may let that go and step in and welcome something new. There's a small indication here as well, with it being an eclipse, that someone in particular gets eclipsed out of your life. And with the 4th and 10th house, we're dealing with parents. Now, I'm not saying that your parents necessarily are going to leave you or pass away or anything like that. That is not my job to predict things like that. But what I can tell you is it may be something, even just psychologically, that you let go of old conditioned patterning that your parents projected onto you, that you're like, no, I'm not owning that. That's what's their stuff. I'm going to do things differently. With Venus in Capricorn in that 6th house, it can allow you to set up new habits that show you that you are your own individual and that you really do have a way of doing it in your own unique way. And that's great, because as the sun enters Sagittarius on November 22nd and Mercury follows a couple of days later on the 24th, your 5th house gets active, and that's your creative expression. That's your unique way of just going, this is who I am. I'm on stage. I'm allowing myself to shine. I feel like there's good opportunities for you because it's going to make a beautiful trine to your 1st house, and it will really lighten some things up. So if you can get through the first 3 weeks, of November, by the, the Thanksgiving time here in the US, or that last week of November, things should start to feel a lot lighter. And Venus and Mars will be sextiling each other on the 28th in your 4th and 6th house. So this is the cosmic lovers. This is telling me that you could very well establish some new routines in your home because you've drawn in a partner that says, I want to be with you. And so now your schedule or your way of doing things gets rearranged because you're thinking of somebody else and how they fit into your home life. It may be, if you're single, that you're looking for this love, and this is an opportunity for you to meet someone at maybe a health spa, or maybe you are working with a professional matchmaker and they're putting you, out on these dates, and you go to a house party, because we're dealing with 4th house and home, and, go socialize, connect. It could be a Friendsgiving, that you could actually meet this new person. So also, I will offer this, that because we're working with the Southern Hemisphere here, the 4th and 6th houses, that's really personal houses. So you're looking at developing yourself. That doesn't mean you won't socialize and meet other people, but this month is really about you, Leo, and developing yourself and loving yourself and really owning and accepting who you are and reminding yourself, I am worthy because I have breath. And then with that 5th house being really active later in the month, you get out and really show why you are good at what you do, what gives you great pleasure, maybe even taking a little bit of risk. So I offer this to you, Leo. Put yourself out there in the month of November after you've done your work. So don't be afraid to go deep, to go into that psyche, pull out all the roto-rooter stuff, all the shit, let it come bubbling to the surface and work with it. As they say, better the devil you know than the one you don't. This month is all about transforming who you are so that you really get the opportunities in the month of December to stand on stage, to shine, to be the leader that you are, as natural as you are. All right, Leo, I really hope that this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Find me at jamiedawn.com. I look forward to hearing how this month goes. Take care.